Riding the PCH, the Pacific Coast Highway, from Pacifica to Santa Cruz in California. The PCH is also known as California State Route 1, a beautiful highway that runs along the rugged California coast. Starting our ride today just south of the town of Pacifica. On the right is parking for Old Devil Slide Highway, which is now a walking trail along the coast. There's a trail under the bridge that connects to Old Devil Slide Trail, Pedro Mountain Trail, and Pedro Headlands. Going through the tall Lantos Tunnels. Both tunnels are over 4,000 feet long. Parking on the south side of the tunnels is for Old Devil Slide Highway and a good spot to view Devil Slide Bunker. Devil Slide Bunker is on the point at our right. It is a World War II lookout and it is on private property. Below us is Grey Whale Cove. Grey Whale Cove is a state beach. Gray whales migrate past here from December to January and March to May. This cove is known as a good spot to see the whales as they swim by. Looking down at Montara State Beach. Dogs are allowed at Montara State Beach. However, dogs are not allowed at many of the state beaches. There are parking lots for most state beaches. The fee is $10 a day per vehicle, but that covers all of the beaches. On the right is parking for Montara State Beach. The town of Montara. Montara is surrounded by public outdoor space. Along with Montara Beach, there is Montara Mountain, as well as 2 ranch state parks. The buildings on the point in the distance are High Montara Lighthouse, which also has a hostel. Riding through Moss Beach. Moss Beach is home to Fitzgerald Marine Preserve. This is said to be the best spot in the area for tidal pools and to see the animals in them. On the right is a small airport. The town of El Granada. This is the north end to Half Moon Bay. The mountain and state park trails connect the towns between El Granada and Pacifica. Not positive of the motorcycle rules, we follow a local. This is all parking for Pillar Point Harbor Beach and the restaurant at the beach. Down the road, El Granada Beach. Even though this parking would say otherwise, El Granada Beach is not known to be over busy. The waves here are suitable for beginner surfers. This beach is not known for riptides as some of the smaller beaches are. El Granada was originally built as a resort community, planned to be the jewel of the coast. The town of Miramar. The Pacific Coast Highway does not go along the coast of Miramar, although there are public beaches. There are some restaurants and places to stay along the beach. The Half Moon Bay Coast Trail is a walking trail along the ocean. It starts in Miramar and ends at the south end of Half Moon Bay. The town of Half Moon Bay. Half Moon Bay has many beaches, including 2 state beaches, one with a campground. We stayed there years ago and luckily we're almost the only ones there. Half Moon Bay's downtown or Main Street is a few blocks east of Highway 1. It's a bigger town to the surrounding ones, but still has a very small town, quaint feel. Yes, I did speed up the video going through the traffic. My turn to go first for a while. To the right is Wave Crest Open Space. It has a dog park, baseball field, and the California Coast Trail. To the right is parking for Cowell Purisima Coastal Trail, which is on Half Moon Bay. This is part of the California Coast Trail. This section goes by at least 6 beaches. The California Trail is a 1,200-mile public trail along the California coast. All sections are open for walking. Some are open for bicycles and horseback riding. San Gregorio State Beach. Drones are not allowed at most state beaches. This is to protect the wildlife. Dogs and campfires are also not allowed on this beach. As you can see, this is a popular road for motorcyclists. Pompanillo State Beach. The Pompanillo Creek runs into the state beach. This is another day-use only beach. It does have barbecues, picnic tables, and vault toilets. There are a few state beaches here in a row. However, they do not have parking lots or a way to get down or up from the beach. If you walk along the beach, make sure you're aware of the tides. Below us is Sand Beach. This is not a state beach, but it is beside Pescadero State Beach and Marsh Natural Preserve. Pescadero State Beach has 2 miles of sand dunes south of the parking lot. The Marsh Preserve is 500 acres. This has trails going around the marshes, which is excellent for birdwatching. This is a stopping point along the Pacific Flyway for migratory birds. Migratory birds include flycatchers, tanagers, swallows, warblers, bald eagles, egrets, and herons. The south end of Pescadero State Beach. I'm not positive, but I think it's private property between the 2 parts of the beaches. This stretch after the beach is mostly private property until the next state beach. Pebble Beach at Bean Hollow. Pebbles wash up on Pebble Beach, giving it its name from a gravel bed offshore. Pebbles include jade, agate, jasper, and moonstone. It is illegal to remove pebbles from the state park. This is also a good beach to explore tidal pools. Sea anemones, crabs, sea urchins, and sea cucumbers are some of the animals you might find here. Arroyo de los Frioles Beach. A section of the California Coast Trail starts at Pebble Beach and ends here. Pigeon Point Lighthouse. This is a free state historic park. It's 115 feet, making it one of the tallest lighthouses in America. Pigeon Point Viewpoint. This has great views of the lighthouse behind us, the beach in front of us, and has walks to the cliffs. Gazos Creek State Beach on the right and a restaurant on the left. Gazos Creek State Beach is the north end of Ano Nuevo State Reserve. The Gazos Creek flows into the beach, creating a large pool. Waddell Beach. Waddell Beach is the beach section of Big Basin Redwood State Park. The roads do not join from this side of the park to the east side of the park. The skyline to the sea trail is the only thing that joins the two sides. Waddell Beach is the start of the skyline to sea trail. This is a hiking and horse trail that connects to Big Basin Redwood State Park. There are campgrounds along this trail. The road on the left goes up to the first horse camp. The gate is sometimes closed, making it only walking. To the horse camp is paved. After that, it is a proper dirt trail. This area always has the cool wind from the northwest, making it known worldwide as one of the best windsurfing beaches. Kiteboarding is also popular here. There are sea arches and rock formations along the coast. They are not visible from the road. Scott Creek Beach. Scott Creek Beach has two creeks coming into it. The Scott and Molino Creeks. The shallow creeks make great places for kids to play on the beach. Depending on the tide, there are also tidal pools here. The parking is free and dogs are not allowed. The town of Davenport. The crops here include artichokes and strawberries. The Davenport Jail Museum was built in 1914 and on the National Register of Historic Places. It is on the left, just off of Main Street. There is a bakery and pub in Davenport, and if you have more time, a U-Pick farm. On our right is Natural Bridges State Marine Reserve. This has coves with sandy beaches and a rock formation with a natural bridge just offshore. Natural Bridges also has the historic Wilder Ranch State Park. Riding into Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz has 29 miles of coastline and 14 state parks. Santa Cruz is probably most famous for its beach boardwalk, which includes a roller coaster, carousel, laser tag, and mini golf. Daily tickets range from $40 to $100. Back to busier roads and more lane splitting. There is a Santa Cruz beach train leaving from the boardwalk, going through the Redwoods, through a river gorge, over a trestle bridge, and returning to the boardwalk. This is a 3-hour ride. In the mountains behind Santa Cruz is a small town of Roaring Camp, originally a logging town. From there, you can take a 75-minute train ride through the Redwoods. Santa Cruz has surf lessons for beginners, as well as kayak rentals. The Seymour Marine Discovery Center has an 87-foot blue whale skeleton, a touch tank, and an aquarium. It also has a gray whale skeleton from a whale that washed ashore just south of San Francisco in 1990. The mystery spot is in the mountains north of Santa Cruz. It is a 150-foot circular area that defies the laws of gravity. This is popular and sells out, so buy your tickets online ahead of time. Thanks for joining us as we continue riding down the California coast on the Pacific Coast Highway, or California State Route 1. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and add comments below. Please subscribe to my YouTube and Facebook page at Biking with Butterfly, and on Instagram at BikingWB.